I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Welcome to the International Church Without Borders. Our Bible study today is from 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 6. They are the kind who worm, W-O-R-M, not W-A-R-M, who worm their way into homes and gain control over weak-willed women who are loaded down with sins and are swayed by all kinds of evil designs, always learning but never able to acknowledge the truth. Just as Janis and Jambre opposed Moses, so also these men oppose the truth, men of depraved minds, who, as far as the faith is concerned, are rejected. But they will not get very far because, as in the case of these men, their folly will be clear to everyone. Let's take this gradually. Weak-willed women who are swayed by every wind of doctrine. They learn, but they never come to acknowledge the truth. And these are two types of men of God, Janis and Jambres. Who are Janis and Jambres? According to Jewish historical records, they were the two magicians, sorcerers, people who do fake miracles, who opposed Moses in Egypt. And so these kind of pastors they are talking about, or men they are talking about, are people who worm, that is, they dig into, when you see a fish will be getting rotten, but you won't know until you break it open. They dig into homes and scatter homes, and they can do fake miracles and do all kinds of things. Let me be brief. You remember Chris Okafor's church in Toronto that scattered, that was closed down. What happened? His pastor there is alleged to have stayed in a home and eventually started an immoral relationship with the wife of the man, 20 years of marriage, it is alleged. And then the husband told the man, the pastor, to pack from his house, and eventually packed. And when the woman connived, she called police, and the man was driven from his own house that he bought. 20 years of marriage with children. After some time, the wife was seen in the pastor's house, parked her car there, doing evil with the pastor. And then when the man was driven from his own house, the pastor packed into the man's house and started living with the wife. What prompted me to do this video is that a Nigerian man called me that a Nigerian pastor and his wife, who are also linked with Chris Okafor, and among the names that Doris Ogala called, his name is there, and his name does not leave stories like tortoise in our traditional folk tales. His pastor there and the wife, they entered a family that was a Nigerian family that was catering for them, fellowshipping with them. In fact, it was the husband that introduced the wife, took the wife into their armpit, color-bead her, and because the woman ends as a healthcare worker, they brainwashed her, weak-willed women. Today, that woman has packed out of the man's house with her children, and it was the husband that introduced her to the church. She no longer pays attention to the husband. The man called me for counseling, and he told me that many Nigerian families are going through this kind of dissolution, disillusion, and destruction by people who wear this plastic like me. It's this plastic, who claim to do miracles. You see, Sam Okpe, the man, Martins, if you hear the discussions they did in that video, that audio message, that they later apologized. You know, all these people are connected. So there are worms in the body of Christ that wear collar like this, wear suit. They have memorized the way Pentecostals talk. They have manipulated the brains of our people, particularly our women. You see them when these stupid worms that are spoiling the body of Christ, when they come and quote their scriptures upside down and manipulate them with fine suit and face like movie actors. You see, those are the house flies. They will clap. But these men are the worms who are eating into the body of Christ. They are all over, and they are breaking marriages. If you know any story concerning this kind of worms in the body of Christ, make it as a comment in the comment section, and we'll start. They say they will not go far because their evils will be exposed. It is time for us to expose the worms in the body of Christ. Particularly Nigerian pastors overseas, they rush, open branch here, open branch here, open branch. And it is very risky now to associate with Nigerian pastors. Very risky to associate with them, to promote them. I am finding it very fearful and very frightening to identify with any of these young men. Even old men are getting involved. Why is your ministry to break marriages, to colonize people's wives, to knock people's wives? Even among unbelievers, as Paul wrote to the Corinthian church, you don't hear of such things. I made a video about how a man was denied joining Ogboni Confraternity, the Reformed Ogboni Confraternity, ROF, because he took another man's wife. But we'll hear it every day among Nigerian pastors. And you stupid women, you think you are the first person he's telling that he loves? He will cross over to another person. He will cross over to another person. He will mess you up because these guys don't care. They are narcissists. They are evil. It is said that it is the brothers of Janis and Jambre who escaped the wrath of God in Egypt that followed the children of Israel into the wilderness to cross the river Jordan, the Red Sea, that brought about molding that golden calf. They took the wealth that they gotten from Egypt, the earrings and the gold, used it to mold a god that looked like the gods they worship in Egypt. Today, Pentecostalism in particular, most of your worship, most of the idols you have created, either the men like us, or the buildings, or the structures, or the even fake miracles, they are like Egyptian worship. God will expose all of them. But you too, when you know of such wickedness and you don't say anything about it, you are an accessory to criminality. I want to see your contributions in the comment section. Don't call names. Don't call names, excepting you are directly involved, like that man in America. God bless you, and remain Dr. Charles Apoki.